From the disturbing final footage of a lone camper being stalked by something in the shadows, to the unnerving trail camera capture of pale, humanoid figures in the woods, and even the terrifying encounter of two campers being charged by an angry Bigfoot. These are some of the most unsettling moments ever captured on camera. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single one. Two scared campers getting charged by angry Bigfoot. When you're out camping, the worst thing you usually expect is maybe a raccoon rummaging through your food or some random wild animal wandering a bit too close. But what happened to these two unlucky campers is straight up nightmare fuel. This video was uploaded on Squatch TV, a YouTube channel known for collecting Sasquatch sightings from all around the world. But this one is easily one of the most unsettling clips I've ever come across. It comes from two terrified campers who were just trying to enjoy the night until they heard something strange moving around the woods. Curious and apparently way too brave, they grabbed their flashlights and camera to go check it out, which, as you'll soon see, was probably the worst decision they could have made. As they make their way deeper into the dark, they suddenly hear this bizarre scream echoing through the trees. And this wasn't a normal animal call. It didn't sound human either. It was wrong, distorted, like something that shouldn't even exist.
Anymore. Why we come here late at night, search for animals, stuff like that. But there's no people back here. Oh baby.
But instead of leaving right then and there, these guys push forward toward the sound, trying to figure out what made it. And that's when they hear this. Now it's a howl, loud, furious, and definitely enraged. Whatever was out there was not happy they were poking around. At this point, the campers finally decide it's time to go. But as they start heading back, they hear the noise again, this time way closer, as if something huge is stalking them through the trees.
Did a rabbit get killed?
Yeah. That was too loud though.
Far to turn back?
Yeah.
We can turn back.
Go. That's pretty loud. That's close.
They pick up the pace, but then the worst happens. A deep, thunderous roar erupts behind them, followed by heavy footsteps, like something is actually chasing them now. They bolt through the forest, panicking, trying to outrun whatever monster is on their heels.
Oh, go. It's coming. Oh, crap. Wait. Don't. Wait. Oh, crap. Bro, wait, where's it?
Now, before I say anything else, this footage feels way too real. You can hear the fear in their voices. We never actually see what's after them, but according to the video description, it was an angry Bigfoot charging at them. And honestly, judging by the sounds alone, I wouldn't doubt it. Whatever it was, I'm pretty sure these guys won't be going camping again anytime soon. And honestly, I don't blame them. Two campers catch weird creature on film. Now, if you think Bigfoot is the only thing you need to worry about when camping at night, this next video is about to change your mind in a seriously terrifying way. It comes from a YouTube channel called NBG Films and was uploaded over 16 years ago by a group of friends who were simply out enjoying a late-night campfire. They're laughing, dancing around the flames, recording themselves, just having fun. But while they're messing around with the camera, it accidentally captures this. Did you see that? Let's slow the clip down. Right there, in the background, the camera manages to catch what looks like a pale, naked humanoid crawling on all fours. The friends didn't notice it at the time, which honestly makes it even worse. They were completely unaware that something like that was lurking just a few feet away.
This stick's getting pretty damn sharp, eh? Oh fuck, the smoke is in my face.
Well, you've been sharpening it for like 2 hours.
No.
You hear something?
Now, if we try to identify whatever this creature might be, one of the top comments on the video calls it a pale crawler, which is actually an NPC from the game World of Warcraft. And when you compare the design to the figure in the footage, the resemblance is disturbingly close. They're also commonly associated with the creature known as the Rake, a pale, emaciated humanoid, often reported in forests, abandoned areas, and remote dark places. Whatever this thing was, this video is exactly why I avoid going on nighttime camping trips. You just never know when something like this might decide to show itself. Siphonophores are large collections of tiny animals that form into one giant hive mind. This next underwater video might look like something ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie, but terrifyingly, it's completely real. The clip comes from the Nature is Metal subreddit, known for sharing the brutal and unbelievable side of the natural world. But back in 2020, a user named Lucifer himself posted something so bizarre, it stunned the entire community. It was footage captured by an underwater robot camera. Footage that seemed to show an alien-like being drifting through the deep ocean. This thing had tendrils and tentacles dangling from its body, strange jellyfish-like ribbons floating beneath it, and a massive, spiraling structure coiled at the top. No matter what angle you look at it from, it doesn't seem to fit into any species we're familiar with. But once you check the video's description, things become a little clearer, though honestly, not by much. According to the uploader, the creature is a siphonophore, a colony organism made up of countless tiny individuals that work together as one giant hive mind creature. Some of these drifting superorganisms can reach over 150 feet long, making them one of the longest animals on Earth. Creatures like this remind us that just when we think we understand nature, something emerges from the depths that absolutely shatters that belief. It looks like it's not from this world at all, and maybe, in a way, it isn't. The sizable arched jaws of the crocodile shark can be protruded beyond the tip of the snout and contain large teeth, shaped like spikes in the front and knives on the sides. And speaking of creatures that look like they don't belong anywhere on Earth, this next one is so unnerving, it might haunt your nightmares long after you close your eyes. This clip was uploaded about a year ago on the r/damn that's interesting subreddit. And ever since I first saw it, I've been genuinely creeped out by what nature is capable of. In the video, someone is holding what looks like an alien predator, something straight out of deep space. At first, it seems like a normal fish, until he presses its neck. That's when the horror begins. Its jaw launches outward, extending several inches beyond its mouth, like some sort of built-in hunting weapon. And no, this isn't CGI or a movie prop. This creature is very real. It's called the crocodile shark, a species whose arched jaws can protrude far past the tip of its snout. The teeth at the front are shaped like spikes, while the ones along the sides look like razor-sharp knives. Everything about its design screams one purpose: to catch and shred prey with brutal efficiency. And honestly, it's no surprise that people in the comments immediately started comparing it to a xenomorph from the Alien franchise. Because one look at that extending jaw, and you can't unsee the similarity. Alien videotaped in Oregon forest. It was the night of July 14th, 2011, when a homeowner heard strange noises coming from the forest behind their house. They mentioned they lived over 6 miles from the nearest city, yet despite the isolation, they stepped outside with their video camera to investigate and captured this.
I'm hearing the things in my woods again. I don't know if you can hear the noise.
Whatever this thing was, it was crouched low in the bushes, moving in a way that felt completely unnatural. Appearance-wise, it looked like some kind of alien-like creature, pale, hairless skin, a long, eerie neck, and movements that didn't resemble any known animal. It shares a frightening resemblance to creatures like the rake or the pale crawler we talked about earlier, making this yet another unsettling sighting that seems to match that same disturbing profile. This footage reportedly comes from Oregon, and after digging through the comments, several users shared their own chilling experiences from the area. One commenter, KittyCat62, claimed that while staying at a friend's house in Oregon for a week, they heard strange knocks on the window at night, and a few days later, spotted a distant figure watching from the darkness. Pretty creepy. And keep in mind, this video is nearly 14 years old. So we can't just write it off as AI, deep fakes, or modern editing tricks. What do you think this creature was? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Through the dark woods, an eerie journey. This guy was peacefully driving his new truck through the forest when he saw something that nearly made his heart stop. The video comes from TikTok user Dominic Armand, who was heading home from work along a quiet wooded trail. But out of nowhere, his truck's sensors started acting. Strange enough to make anyone panic. His vehicle began detecting people moving around the truck, multiple individuals according to the display. But when he pointed the camera outside, there was nothing there. Just trees, no footsteps, no movement. Yet on the screen, you could clearly see the sensors locking onto human-shaped figures walking around the vehicle. Now sure, it could just be the technology misreading tree branches as people. That would be the logical explanation. But if that's the case, then what was with the one figure that appeared to be walking around the car?
To be sunset. Spooky thing though. My truck is saying that there's people around me. If I slow down, they'll catch up. See? Right next to my... There's no one here.
People in the comments were immediately asking if he was anywhere near the Appalachian Mountains, warning him that if he was, he should have locked the doors and gotten out of there immediately. According to them, his sensors weren't glitching at all. Whatever was happening, I'm just glad I can't afford a truck fancy enough to show me this kind of trauma. In this video, you can see an unidentified flying object exploring and carrying out its mission in the mountains of Chiapas, Mexico. This next video comes from the mountains of Chiapas, Mexico, and it looks like something otherworldly was caught spying on us, red-handed. The clip was uploaded on the popular Instagram page theory.ufo, showing what appears to be a strange, glowing object hovering near the Chiapas Mountains. According to the video description, this thing seemed to be exploring the area, carrying out some kind of mission. And judging by its low, slow flight, it certainly looked deliberate. It glows like a bright orb, yet there's no visible source of light, which makes it all the more mysterious. And if you're thinking it's just clever editing, it's not. This phenomenon was captured on multiple cameras by different locals at separate times. In one clip, there are even multiple orbs moving up the hillside. Dogs can be heard barking in the background, suggesting that whatever it was actually there, agitating the animals. One of the videos even shows the timestamp, 3 a.m. Clearly, whatever this was, it wanted to stay hidden. Now, if you ask me, it could be something more earthly, maybe an experimental weather machine, or even power lines short-circuiting, creating these floating fire-like orbs. But honestly, that's just me trying to stay rational. What do you think? My great uncle took these photos out in the woods. This next post comes from the r/Bigfoot subreddit, where a user shared a fascinating story about their great uncle, who snapped a series of unusual photos on his farm in northwestern Wisconsin back in 1984. These weren't ordinary snapshots. This encounter stayed with him for the rest of his life, even though no one in the family could agree on exactly what he had seen. In the photograph, we can clearly make out a strange creature's head peeking from behind the trees. Its shape is striking, a conical head with a pronounced sagittal crest, a feature often described in Sasquatch or Bigfoot sightings. And then there's the video, which deepens the mystery. As the creature leans forward, its eyes reflect light, and it moves deliberately through the woods with an organic, almost purposeful gait. What makes this encounter even more intriguing is the location. Northern Wisconsin is known for a surprisingly high number of Sasquatch sightings, and this event fits perfectly into that regional history. Considering the year, the basic equipment, and the remarkably steady shots, his great-uncle managed to capture something that most people only ever claim to glimpse for a fleeting moment. Whether this was a genuine Sasquatch or something else entirely, these visuals are undeniably compelling, and yes, a little unsettling. Luis Oliva, 13. This guy climbed up to check his water tank, but something moving on a nearby mountain caught his eye, and when he zoomed in, he completely froze at what he saw. This video comes from a TikTok account in Mexico, filmed from a homeowner's rooftop. As he pans the camera toward a mountain close to his house, he captures something truly bizarre unfolding in the distance. At first, you can see strange figures standing on the mountaintop, moving in a way that doesn't look normal. They appear to be gathered together, doing something unusual. Then, one by one, glowing orbs begin to rise from the group, each figure seemingly summoning a bright, hovering light. And then the craziest moment hits. After a few seconds, the figures themselves seem to transform into full, glowing orbs, and then they lift off the mountain and vanish into the air. According to the video's caption, these were supposedly witches performing a ritual, transforming into fire. Now, it definitely looks like some sort of ritual is happening, but whether these are fire orbs or extremely bright lights is hard to tell. And even if they were flashlights, how did they suddenly float straight up into the sky? Digging through the comments makes things even stranger. Many viewers claim this isn't the first time such sightings have been reported. One user named SK said he has seen these fireballs multiple times, flying toward the hills before disappearing. Another commenter, Lupita Kova, said she saw around 6 or 7 similar witches on October 28th at midnight on Tepeyac Hill. If these accounts and this video are real, then we might seriously have to consider the possibility that something very unusual is going on in those mountains. Any idea what this could be? Our forests, no matter how serene and relaxing they seem, can also hide mysteries. And one such mystery was caught on a trail camera, sending shockwaves through the entire Reddit community. In January 2024, a user posted to the Trailcam subreddit, asking for help in figuring out what in the world their camera had captured. In the photo, a strange, unnerving figure stands in the woods, staring directly at the lens, as if it's onto something. Its body, its head, and especially its eyes, looked disturbingly unnatural, like something was wrong with them. Most viewers quickly labeled it a skinwalker, but others suggested more grounded explanations. A coyote standing on its hind legs with something in its mouth, or maybe even a deer caught mid-jump. But honestly, it's the way it's staring into the camera that unsettles me the most. It doesn't just look like an animal caught by chance. It feels like it wants something, And maybe, just maybe, it wants me. Rake Riders, the Lord of the Forest. What these hikers caught on camera back in July 2018 is exactly the kind of thing that makes you double-check your own footage. 4 years ago, a now-deleted Reddit account posted a strange trail camera image to a subreddit dedicated to unusual sightings. At first glance, it looked like a simple hog wandering through the forest, but that's not what caught everyone's attention. On top of the hog was a pale, lanky figure, appearing almost as if it were riding the animal and even posing for the camera as it passed. The image has been labeled Rake Riders, Lords of the Forest, and judging by its appearance, the title seems oddly fitting. This photograph comes from Tankenberg, Netherlands, and locals have been quick to draw comparisons to mythology and legend. Some see a connection to Tamfana, a goddess who once had a temple in the area before the Romans destroyed it, said to roam the land with her massive boar companion. Others compare the figure to Dirk, a mythical being from old Germanic lore, rumored to ride with the gods during the Wild Hunt, and sometimes even mistaken for Odin himself. Still, some insist it looks like Tamfana herself, drifting across the hills and guarding the ruins that once belonged to her. Honestly, seeing this image makes me want to avoid Tankenberg at night. I don't know if it's a spirit, a cryptid, or just a trick of the light, but whatever it was, it felt alive. And if you asked me, I'd definitely think twice before hiking there alone. Spoiler. These are not actual Bigfoot pictures. When it comes to Bigfoot sightings, most of them are blurry, distant, or just hard to make out. But this one, uploaded to r/Bigfoot, might just top them all. The post was uploaded 2 months ago by Redditor Naked PC Stockman, who claimed he captured the creature from about 100 feet away, using a high-quality telephoto lens. According to him, the location was just 10 feet off the Pacific Coast Highway in Huntington Beach, California. But here's the twist. He insists that whatever he photographed isn't actually a Bigfoot. Despite the uploader's skepticism, from the photos alone, it certainly looks like a Bigfoot. It's covered in fur, has a massive head peeking out from the overgrowth, and in some shots seems to be trying to hide in the foliage. Comments quickly erupted with speculation. Is this really a Bigfoot or something else entirely? According to the uploader, he decided to classify it as a Homo hobuk californica, a name that doesn't seem to exist anywhere else. A quick search shows nothing, suggesting it was made up by the poster. So if this isn't a Bigfoot, then what is it? Could it be a newly discovered species, or perhaps something that was never meant to be seen by human eyes? Tammy the Tamarack Lake Monster. This next video from Tamarack Lake and uploaded on June 17th, 2015, shows a tourist capturing something on camera that shouldn't exist. Something that watches, waits, and still sends shivers down the spine. At first glance, the footage shows a strange body surfacing from the water, and it's hard to make out exactly what it is. The creature appears massive, rough-textured, and eerily reminiscent of the infamous Loch Ness monster photos when it emerges. Its unusual surface texture only adds to the mystery, making it look like something out of a legend. Being from Michigan, it's no surprise that locals started speculating about what could be lurking in the waters of Tamarack Lake. But before you panic, thinking the lake houses a mysterious monster, here's the twist. This is actually a snapping turtle. The monster-like appearance comes from its old shell, covered in water debris, which makes it look far larger and stranger than it really is. Even so, the way it glides along the surface, moving deliberately and silently, is enough to send chills down the spine of anyone watching. Even if it's just Tammy the turtle, this brief encounter reminds us that sometimes nature can be eerily uncanny, almost like a creature from a legend. Scared hiker gets stalked by huge Sasquatch. Hiking can seem like a fun, adventurous escape into the calm of the forest. But after seeing what happened to this unfortunate hiker, you might never think about it the same way again. This video comes from Slovakia, where a hiker was exploring the woods and recording his adventure. Suddenly, he heard something moving nearby. Thinking it might just be a deer, he approached cautiously, but when he raised his camera, he captured a truly terrifying moment. Whatever it was huge, and it clearly did not appreciate the hiker disturbing its territory. The creature was strong enough to shake a tree violently, and the screaming roar it unleashed was enough to make even the bravest person sprint in terror. Some might suggest it was a bear, or perhaps an ape, but realistically, wild apes don't roam Slovakian forests, and as for bears, have you ever heard one roar and shake a tree like that? Not quite. So if it wasn't a bear or an ape, then what in the world was it? Honestly, some things are better left unknown. Strange noises. Ever walked down a lonely road at night and heard something strange moving in the darkness? Most of us shrug it off. Just some stray animal. But after watching this video, you might think twice before doing that again. These friends were out for a casual night walk when they started hearing bizarre noises echoing from the nearby woods. At first, they laughed it off, assuming it was just foxes or maybe a mountain lion. They even called back toward the sounds, thinking it would be funny, completely unaware of what might actually be replying. For almost 3 full minutes, the noises continued. Loud, repetitive, and unsettling. Then suddenly, everything went silent. And that's where the video ends. Now, to me, those sounds don't resemble any fox or mountain lion I've ever heard. Some people suggested hyenas, but the volume, the tone, and the location make that extremely unlikely. Hyenas don't roam near quiet roads like this, and they definitely don't sound like that. It honestly sounded more like something laughing, mocking, almost taunting, like it was trying to lure them deeper into the trees. And anyone saying, "That's just a fox," number. If you've ever heard a real fox, you know they sound like a woman screaming in pain. This was something entirely different, almost human, but not quite. Call it a creature, a mimic, a witch, whatever it was. That sound felt wrong. The kind of wrong you don't forget once you've heard it. Wolf man creature caught on tape. These two friends were just chilling in their backyard when they decided to see what critters they could catch on camera at night in the nearby woods. But that simple decision quickly turned into the worst mistake of their lives. The video starts innocently enough, with the two guys searching for frogs and snakes among the bushes. They managed to capture a few critters on camera, but as they ventured further, something snapped nearby. Startled, the cameramen slowly panned the camera toward the noise. What they saw next made their blood run cold. Something was peeking from behind a tree. At first glance, it looked like a wolf-headed figure, staring directly at them. The rest of the body remained hidden behind the tree, making it impossible to tell if this was an actual creature, a person in a costume, or something else entirely. Understandably, that was all it took. They ran for their lives, and the video ends there. The clip is titled Wolfman Creature, and while some might argue it's fake, think about it. Who would wear a wolf head costume and lurk in the woods just to film a 1-second clip? There's something far creepier here. Something that makes you question if what they saw was truly of this world. Alien caught on night vision while camping. When it comes to terrifying last footage recordings, nothing comes close to the disappearance outside Bend, Oregon, that shocked the entire internet. On June 5th, 2017, a video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Side Money Tom, reportedly sent by a relative. It documents a chilling event that occurred just outside Bend in May of that year. According to the uploader, a local man went out for his first camping trip of the season at a favorite campsite, and he never returned. Nearly all of his belongings, including his car and camera, were found at the site, leaving behind only this horrifying final footage.
Solo camping. Deschutes, Oregon. Well, close for anybody who's interested. There is kind of a creepy little sun's right outside the tent.
The video begins normally with the camper setting up and revealing he is camping alone near Bend. But once night falls, things take a sinister turn. Inside his tent, he wakes to strange movements outside.
That can't be. I guess that's not a fucking animal. That's someone's messing around with the rocks out there.
Panicking, he grabs his camera to investigate, and to his horror, someone or something tries to enter the tent. He unzips it, finding nothing at first. But as he moves further, he notices a makeshift log shelter, as if someone had been living right beside his tent. And then he sees it. A strange, unidentifiable creature, the last thing the camper would ever be recorded seeing. After this moment, the video ends. The camper was never seen again. A few days later, rangers visited the campsite and confirmed the makeshift log shelter, but there was no sign of him anywhere. Viewers have been haunted by this video, and many have created blogs and websites in an attempt to locate the missing camper. But all leads have gone cold. Whatever happened to him that night remains a mystery. But the bigger question is, what was that creature caught on camera? Some mysteries may never be solved, unless you're willing to venture there yourself. Real Bigfoot video. This guy was just recording himself doing donuts on his four-wheeler. But what his camera accidentally captured is the kind of nightmare fuel that can freeze your blood cold. The clip was uploaded on July 6th, 2008 to a YouTube channel called Ghetto Jank Surplus, and it quickly went viral. The video shows a kid trying to film himself performing donuts on his four-wheeler. But while the camera kept rolling, it captured something far more terrifying. A massive, bipedal creature moving through the woods. It was huge, covered in dark fur, and its movements perfectly fit descriptions commonly associated with Bigfoot. Strangely, neither the kid nor the creature seemed aware of each other. He continued with his stunts while the creature silently passed through the background. Now, people are calling it a Bigfoot sighting, but the video raises several questions. First, if the kid was just trying to record himself, why does the camera frame focus so heavily on the background, especially on the creature, rather than him? It could be that he was new to filming, but some aspects make it look almost pre-planned. Yet, when you examine the creature, its texture, movement, and sheer size, it seems incredibly hard to fake. Whatever this being was, it has made this boy's video unforgettable, and in a truly creepy way.
This is Commander Con, and with my four-wheeler, I'm going to
try to do some dozing.
"4 days after tomorrow. World naked man found in creek." This bizarre encounter from October 2nd, 2014, features a hunter crossing paths with a strange naked man in the woods, and it's nothing short of surreal.
About Christian here, you know this is a hunter, and I'm a little confused. This is my land. I'm here with weapons, and somebody's standing in my creek naked. I mean, if I see somebody else, this will not be good.
The video, uploaded to YouTube, shows the hunter at his stand for bow hunting when he hears someone yelling. Looking down, he spots a naked man standing in a creek, clutching a walking stick.
What? Explain to me what happened. Show? What kind of show? Do you know what it was called? I mean, you gotta look at it from my standpoint.
The man claims he was beaten up at Tomorrow World, stripped of everything, and abandoned in the woods. He spent days searching for water and followed the creek once he found it. The situation is as unsettling as it is unusual, but credit to the hunter for keeping calm. Instead of panicking or using his weapon, he helped the man recall a phone number to contact someone for assistance. The hunter even guided him to the road to ensure help could reach him. This has to be one of the strangest hunting encounters ever caught on camera. What would you have done in this situation?